What's up, guys? Son of a Boomer here, and today we're talking about the Rock Island Armory M206. Let's get to it. I don't think you made it. If you know Rock Island Armory at all, you probably know them best for their budget-friendly 1911 line. They've been making these for decades, and they overall are pretty good. I actually own one, and I very much enjoy it. Rock Island Armory has been making another gun for many, many years, the M206. Now, the M206 comes in a variety of different configurations. This one has a 2-inch barrel and has an exposed hammer. Some versions don't have the exposed hammer, some have longer barrels, but this is a pretty typical configuration that you can find it in. Now, I'm reviewing this particular gun because you guys asked for it, and honestly because I thought it looked really cool. These are modeled after the Colt Detective Special. They're not an exact clone, but they are very similar. This grip is not the original grip, although it does come with these extra plastic grips. Usually they come with their checkered wooden grips. They look really cool, and that iconic look is really what drove me to looking at this gun. Once you guys said that you wanted to see me shoot it, I was like, all right, I got to pick one up. Got it on sale. We'll see how it shoots. The M206 is a double action revolver chambered in 38 special and comes with a 6-shot cylinder. The trigger overall is not bad, especially in single action mode. You get a nice, crisp, easy trigger. Double action is pretty good, not overly heavy. There is a little bit of grittiness to it. And one thing I will say that I've learned with this gun, some of you who shoot revolvers a lot more than me are probably going to think I'm an idiot, but you really have to make sure that this trigger in double action releases all the way. So this has been cleared, but essentially when you pull back and it shoots, you're going to get a click right about there. But if you try to shoot again, you're going to get caught here. You have to pretty much take your finger off of the trigger before you can shoot again. At least that's been the case for my gun. The grips are another thing that I've had a little bit of issue with. The original checkered grips, which I thought looked really cool, were very difficult for me to work with. Essentially, when I'd choke up on the grip, the hammer would actually come back and hit me in the webbing of my hand. This is bad for two reasons. The first one being it's kind of uncomfortable to have the hammer hit you in the hand. But the second one was that often it would impede the travel of the hammer, and thus you wouldn't be able to get a shot off. Now that's not a good idea. So I put the plastic grips on here. That solved a lot of those sort of issues, but now the gun just doesn't look as cool. But it's functional now, so that's the important part. The recoil with 38 special isn't terrible. It is a smaller package gun with a shorter barrel, so you do get a little bit more than other revolvers that I've shot, but it's not terrible, like I said. The gun sights are very rudimentary. You've got the whole trench and a ramp in the front for the front sight. A lot of people will color that front ramp just so it's a lot easier to pick up. I haven't done anything like that to this gun. The cylinder release is very similar to the Colt. You just pull back. You can push the cylinder out, and extraction is pretty smooth. I feel like this is a very good system that they have set up with this. Another observation that I've made is that the cylinder lockup isn't the greatest. I don't think you're going to have any major problems with it, but there's definitely some wobble and some movement. Again, this may just be my gun, but it's what I've observed in my case. Now, I haven't had any issues with shaving off parts of the round or anything, but I have just noticed that it is a little bit wobbly for me personally. The accuracy for this gun is adequate in my opinion. With a little bit of practice, I was able to make shots a little bit further out, around 50 yards. But for up close range shooting, this is going to do the job just fine. So what are my overall feelings on the M206? Well, I have a few concerns. That cylinder lockup makes me a little bit nervous. As of yet, I have not had any sort of major issues with it, but it does not inspire confidence in me when it comes to that. The trigger reset also is not my favorite. If you shoot revolvers all the time and you're used to that, then you're probably not going to have too much of an issue. But for me, uh, I've had several times where I've shot and I've gone to shoot again and I just didn't let it reset all the time. Now that's going to come with more training, more practicing with this platform. And the third issue being me having to swap out the grips or else it's going to hit the webbing of my hand. Not my favorite. I mean, I think a lot of people look at this gun. Maybe this is just me, but I think it's a lot of people. They look at this gun, they think, wow, that looks really cool. It'd be cool to have something like that. And they pick it up, they add it to their collection, and then they don't take out and shoot it, and they don't realize that maybe this doesn't fit your hand adequately. Now that it's got the other grips on it, it shoots fine. Another thing that I would encourage you to think about if you're buying this for your first gun, because a lot of people, let's face it, they look at the price point and they say, hey, that's really cheap. That might be a good option. Something to think about is that 38 Special is quite a bit more expensive, at least around here, than 9mm is. And if you can save up an extra $50, get a PSA dagger or something else in the $250 to $300 range, I think a lot of those guns would be better off, in my personal opinion. Now, if you're dead set on a revolver and you have a very limited budget, can this get the job done? I think so. If you're dead set on a revolver, then this might not be a bad option. It could be that some of the issues that I've voiced are my particular gun. A lot of people probably don't have those issues. In fact, I see a lot of people say very, very positive things about this gun. They can't believe that they're getting such a good deal at this price point. And for me, I'm not seeing it as much. I'm not saying that it is a bad gun, but I think that there are better options out there. One thing I will say about the gun is a revolver is incredibly fun for the range. I think it can be a great tool when it comes to practicing your dry firing with that double action trigger, and they're just fun to shoot. So if you're looking at one, just be aware of some of the benefits and some of the drawbacks, I guess you could say. But for me, that's kind of my review. What do you guys think? You guys have experience with the M206? Let me know down in the comments. Love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it. The best way to help this channel grow is to subscribe and share this video with others, but also make sure that you're liking the videos, commenting below on any questions, concerns, or just things that you like about my videos. Really appreciate your support. We've hit 3,000 subscribers, and honestly, I couldn't be happier. I really appreciate your support. Love you guys. God bless you. I'll see you next time.